YouTube, welcome back. It's another video from my A to Z series. Today is the letter S, and I have mixed feelings about the fragrance I'm going to talk to you about today. It is from the house of Frapin. Alright guys, so today we are going to be talking about the beautiful fragrance from the house of Frapin 1270. Now this fragrance was created or released back in 2010, and the name 1270, my understanding is it comes from the year that the Frapin company was founded. But 1270, let's talk about 1270. The reason I have mixed feelings about talking about this fragrance is that I really love this fragrance, but by the end of this video I may have just convinced you not to buy it. So you'll probably find out why shortly, in a couple of minutes. So let's move on to the specifics of the fragrance. There are quite a few notes in this fragrance. The 1270 fragrance is classified as an oriental spice. I'll read out the top notes for you. They are orange, resin, cacao, coffee, tonka, pineapple, and plum. Mid notes: lime blossom, I've never heard of that one before, spices, flowers, hazelnut, dried fruits. Base notes are woody notes, gaiac wood, honey, and vanilla. So I have got a 30ml decanter of this. Now the reason that I've got a 30ml decanter of this, before we move into how it smells, is that these only come in 100ml bottles, and in Australia those 100ml bottles cost $230 Australian. That's pretty much a standard retail price I've seen for these. I was lucky enough to find an eBay seller who does splits of this, and I got a 30ml bottle. Now this is one of those fragrances where I walked into a store and it was one of those days where I was, smelling lots of stuff, and I came across Frapin, which I'd never heard about before, and this was the first one I sprayed on a card and then onto my skin. And for me, being a lover of gourmandy, boozy style fragrances, it was an instant wow when I smelled this. So needless to say, the opening for me is great on this. But when I saw the price of the bottle, there was no way I was going to make that purchase. So when I got home, I did a bit of research and luckily found something on eBay that split. So instead of forking out $230, I got this 30ml split for, I don't know, I think $70. So moving on to how it actually smells. The opening of this, I'll just spray a little bit more on my skin. The opening of this, going by the top notes, now I definitely get the orange, the pineapple, and the plum. They're pretty prominent there in the opening, and then it quickly moves into a coffee and cocoa sort of combination. And it's just beautiful, and I think the plum, the pineapple, and the orange also give it a boozy element. When it moves into the mids, what you get is more of that dried fruit. You get the hazelnut as well, and there is also a little bit of what I'm guessing might be that lime blossom that I mentioned earlier, and that gives it that tangy, a little bit of tang. That lime, if lime blossom is a similar smell to lime, or there's elements to it, there is something there, and those florals that are mentioned in the mid notes are kind of very in the background. So this, to me, doesn't get very floral, doesn't get very floral at all. Okay, so I sprayed some on my other hand a little while ago to talk about the base notes. I'm going to gloss over the base notes a little bit here because what I mainly get there is honey and a little bit of vanilla. Now, this is where I'm conflicted. This fragrance is not cheap. It's expensive, but to me, it's a beautiful, wonderful smell. But the performance of this fragrance, and I'm talking about longevity and both projection, is on my skin. It's nothing other than poor. Within a couple of hours, I probably will not be able to smell this anymore. For me, at that price, I will never get a full bottle of this. That 30ml is going to last me months and months, probably years, because of the amount of fragrances I'm rotating. And I love wearing this because I haven't worn, when I do wear it, I probably haven't worn it for quite a while, and it's always beautiful to smell that again. This is one of those instances where you need to sort of focus on or think about what is important to you in a fragrance and where you place the value. Some people only care about how good something smells. Other people think, obviously that's important, but then how important is how it performs, the longevity, if you want other people to smell it, or is it just for you? This fragrance here, I've resigned myself to the fact that this is a me fragrance. This is for me to smell and enjoy, because pretty much no one else is gonna enjoy it unless they're close to you and you're cuddling up, or you're making very close contact. So that's the thing. The scent itself, for me, this is almost a 10 out of 10 fragrance for the smell, because I like gourmands, I like boozy fragrances. If I'm going to recommend this, I don't know if I can really sit here and tell my subscribers that you should buy this. You should definitely sample it. If you can get a split of it, go for it, because you at least won't feel like you forked out a lot of money for this bottle, and see how you feel about it. But don't expect this to be an attention-grabbing fragrance. Other people will smell on you. You're going to enjoy it if you like that style of fragrance, but you may not get compliments from it because other people simply won't smell it after a while, and unfortunately you're not going to smell it after a while either. So there's a conflict for me. I love this smell, but I think if you're looking for something in that style of fragrance, you're probably better off getting yourself a bottle of something like Mugler's Pure Malt, and that'll probably, that will last longer and it'll project a little bit better, and it's in that kind of vibe. So Frapin 1270, it is a beautiful smell, but very fleeting and achingly frustrating from my perspective. I will catch you guys later. That was Frapin 1270. See you later.